Which one of the essential nutrients is the most important when it comes to building muscle? How about which one is the key to losing body fat? Now, when we think of building muscle, we usually think of protein. And when it comes to losing body fat, we commonly think that lowering our carbs is the key. And while both of those nutrients are very important, there is one that is even more important, and that is water. Don't believe me? Well, let's think about this for a second. How long can you live without protein, fats, or carbs? It's commonly thought that we can live for over 2 months without any food at all, but only 3 days without water. About 75% of Americans are chronically dehydrated. This affects their performance in their gym and the ability to tell whether or not they are hungry. Now, to illustrate my point, I'll leave 3 study links in the description that you can check out. The first one being on the effects of dehydration on a person's 1 rep max. And what they found was there was a significant decrease in strength when dehydrated. Now, on a positive note, when these people were rehydrated, they bounced back quite quickly. But if you're chronically dehydrated, then you're chronically underperforming, slowing down, and possibly even stalling your fitness progress. Now, the last 2 studies were done on older men, 1 group obese and 1 group non-obese, and they were given 500 milliliters of water a half an hour before their meal times. And what they found is that when they received the water, they ate less than when they did not. The better we recover from training, the greater our fitness progress will be, and water plays an important role in our recovery. When we train, we break our muscles down, and through a process of protein synthesis, we build our muscles back up greater than before. Now, protein synthesis requires a well-hydrated muscle, and if it is not, it slows the recovery process way down. Now, we can eat all the protein, fats, and carbs that we need for recovery, but it is not enough. We need to properly digest this food in order to break it down and absorb all the nutrients. Once again, water is key. The first step in digestion is saliva. Our saliva begins the breakdown process of food, and it's primarily made up of water. Once these nutrients are in our bloodstream, we still need to be well hydrated in order to keep our blood volume up. When our blood volume drops, our heart has to work a lot harder in order to pump the blood, oxygen, and nutrients that we need for recovery, and really, life itself. Along with this, when our blood volume drops, fatigue starts to set in. We only need to be dehydrated by about 2% of our body's water level in order for fatigue to set in. And this fatigue can keep us from training, or we may misdiagnose why we're suffering from fatigue and end up eating when what we really needed was water. So how much water should we be drinking every day? And what about hydration around exercise? Well, there's no real definitive answer to this. But the National Academies of Sciences, Engineering, and Medicine makes the general recommendation of 3.7 liters for men and 2.7 liters for women, recognizing about 20% of our fluid intake comes from our food. Now, if we are rarely thirsty and our urine is clear or very light yellow, we're probably taking in enough water. When it comes to hydration around exercise, the American College of Sports Medicine makes the following recommendation: that you drink 16 to 20 ounces of water 4 hours before you begin training. And then you weigh yourself before you start your exercise. And during exercise, drink only enough water to quench your thirst. Once you've completed your workout, then you'd weigh yourself again. And for every pound lost, you drink at least another 16 to 20 ounces of fluids. Now, when it comes to the best fluids for recovery, most of the time, water is sufficient. So you can keep working out while having fun. This is Lawrence from Fit and 50. We'll talk to you again in the next one.